Sorry I kept you waiting forever and a day, but now we're out here together with nothing standing in our way. Can you feel the attraction? Feel the attraction. Can you feel it between us? This energy's inside us like electricity. Feel the love running through like electricity. Feel the love running through like electricity. Like electricity. Taking over your body, it's flowing through your mind. This feeling's got me on fire. Don't ever leave it all behind. Can you feel the attraction? Feel the attraction. Can you feel it between us? This energy's inside us like electricity. Feel the love running through like electricity. Feel the love. You wouldn't believe me, how could you know that I'm collecting the pieces? Don't you let go of me. Burning it down, some things will last forever, but staying on your own ain't better. Now, oh for now, I'm keeping it down. Voices inside of my head, trying to erase all the noises, but I can't seem to help myself. I guess there's nothing I can do. Oh, oh, and I keep falling apart. I guess there's nothing I can do. Oh, oh, and I keep falling apart. I guess there's nothing I can do. I guess there's nothing I can do. Get rid of emotions, I'm playing it safe. Lost all the weight off my shoulders and closing the gates to hell. Lost all my hope before too many times, but now I've come to realize that doubt, oh my doubt, is holding me down. I'm hearing all these voices inside of my head, oh, trying to erase all the noises, but I can't seem to help myself. I guess that always knew that there's nothing I can do. Collected the pieces, but I keep falling apart. How can I forget you when you're stuck inside my head? How can I forget you when you're everything I've ever wanted? You are beautiful in all. You are beautiful. I see you there, just standing in the crowd, eyes are looking down. I see you there, just standing in the crowd, eyes are looking down. You don't know how beautiful you are. You don't know how beautiful you are. How can I forget you when you're stuck inside my head? How can I forget you when you're everything I've ever wanted? You are beautiful in all. You are beautiful. I see you there, just standing in the crowd, eyes are looking down. I see you there, just standing in the crowd, eyes are looking down. I see you there, just standing in the crowd, eyes are looking down. I see you there, just standing in the crowd, eyes are looking down. You don't know how beautiful you are. You don't know how beautiful you are. When the lights go down, I've seen hell in you, but you don't care, no, you don't care, no. You just rather watch me fall from a quarter mile. I can see you at the call. Think about it, ring won't tell you what I saw. When you break it off, you'll see who had it all. You had it all. You said you wanted to fall into oblivion, forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, I'm going in. Fall into oblivion. Fall into oblivion, forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, I'm going in. You can't fall asleep when you're counting stars. Get it together. Your mind can't sleep when you let it serve. And now you wanna see me fall. up, you'll see who had it all. You had it all. You said you wanted to fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, oblivion. Oh, going in. Into oblivion. Into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, I'm going in.
Okay, what's up everybody? How you all doing? It is about that time again. The international break is over. Back at it again. I know I haven't been uploading that much in terms of FIFA 22 content, so I'll get around to that. I know I haven't been the best with that, but that being said, we are back. We are playing against Pompey, and I find it to be a pretty interesting matchup, although, you know, AFC Wimbledon are not really coming off of the best results. The last result coming against Sutton United, a loss against them 1-0 in a kind of I should say obscure, but not one of the more prominent tournaments. So I guess I think 9podcast 9 said it best on Twitter, or what was it? What was that YouTube? Hold on. I forgot his username, but it was what was it? Yeah, wasn't it nine podcast? I don't remember what it was, but just play it off. It was unfortunately a rough loss, but it was just some random side tournament. Ollie Palmer, of course, finally back on the team sheet. What seemed to be like sort of an innocuous injury. He was out for almost 2 months or so, so finally back. And when he came on against Cambridge United around like the 70th minute or so, I mean, the dynamic completely changed. And I'm not trying to give Aaron plus. I feel like I've been a little bit too. I feel like I've been a little bit too critical on Aaron Presley. He's only 20 years of age, but I'm trying to look at things objectively. I'm trying to look at the product on the field. You know, didn't really produce as much as someone like Ollie Palmer. So I think Ollie Palmer, having him back is a blessing. I feel like he is one of the pieces to the puzzle that we've been missing. And yeah, let's take a look at the lineups here. Actually, I have the lineups pulled up, but I didn't actually look at them. So I kind of wanted to have a bit of an element of surprise to it. So we have also Hennigan, Shoka, and Guinness Walker starting in the back four. Of course, Nightingale still out for injury. I think he should be back within a week or two. I would have to look at Mark Robinson's updates on that going forward. But Hartigan and Woodyard, of course, starting as the defensive mids. Yeah, we are playing a 4-2-3-1 as usual. McCormick, Asal, Rodoni, and Ollie Palmer starting up top. So aside from the back four, with, you know, Osu and Shoka being two players that usually don't see themselves in the starting rotation, pretty much standard for AFC Wimbledon. And I think they're going up against a 4-3-1-2, if I'm not mistaken, of Portsmouth. So you got Bazunu starting off in goal. You got Romero and Brown as the outside backs. Ragged and Ogilive, I believe I'm pronouncing that right, the center backs. And then the three defensive mids, if you will. I mean, not all of them are defensive, but the three center midfielders. Obviously, Portsmouth not lacking in the depth department in the midfielders, but Thompson, Williams, and Jacobs, and then Harness, I believe, is playing as that attacking mid. I'm kind of surprised that they're not playing. What's his face? I forget his name. Morrison? No, I forget. Hold on. Morel, yeah, that's his name. I think Morel has, from what I've seen in highlights at least, has been one of the more dynamic players for Portsmouth, one of the better chance creators. But they're not playing him. I'm a bit surprised with that. And then they're missing out on their key man up top. Marquis, I think he's injured currently. So Curtis and Hurst will be starting off in striking pairing. If usually when Marquis is playing, they have Marquis playing up top at striker by himself. Although Marquis is kind of struggling this season, only has 4 goals thus far. 2 of them coming against Sunderland, which were poachers' goals. One was like a header from the 6-yard box. Another was another goal that was saved, a shot from the 6-yard box, and then he just tapped it in. So Marquis not having the best season so far, and obviously injured at the moment. So they're going to be looking to pick up the pieces with him out. So, I'm not super confident going into this one. Although AFC Wimbledon, 2 weeks out since their last League One fixture against Cambridge, they've had 2 games since. Obviously, the last one coming against Sutton United, a loss, and they did come off of a 1-0 FA Cup first round win, so not the best results, I guess, but we'll see what happens going forward. I for the prediction for this game, I have it, although Pompey has only scored 21 goals this season, I think that they have that capability in the midfield, they have that chance creation ability, but with Marquis out, I don't think they're going to score more than twice. I want to say twice instead of once, because I know they have a tendency to score just 1 goal per game. But I do think that, with our defense being fairly inconsistent, I wouldn't be surprised to see Pompey putting 2 past us at least. So I'm going to say, I want to say 1-1, but as someone that wants to look at it objectively and realistically, I'm going to say 2-1 Pompey, but I'm going to be optimistic and say that AFC Wimbledon do have the capability of at least bringing it to a draw away from home. But we shall see. Fuck. I'm trying to log into my iFollow, but I forgot my password. Okay, there it is. Sweet! Got the iFollow pulled up. They usually start, I think, like 30 seconds. There we go. Awesome. I will have the commentary pulled up on the side, too. I'll pull up the snaz. Yeah, that's another thing too. So I'm trying to make my camera keeps tilting. I'm trying to make sure I have it upright. There we go. Okay. Fuck. Every time I tilt it, yeah. Every time I tilt it down, it ends up tilting to the side. But now I think we're good. There we go. All right, awesome. We are set and ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. The players have already taken up the field, or the pitch, I should say. Nobody says field in the UK. They're just having their 1 minute of silence, and we will be ready to go in just a second. I'm actually really excited for this one because Portsmouth are a fairly high-profile team. Obviously, they used to be in the Prem. They were in the Prem for a while. They did win the FA Cup, I believe, in 2008. Obviously, have seen hard times. They've seen better days. And, they've seen a slew of owners come in and out of the club, especially notably one owner from Saudi Arabia who, to this day, people don't even know who he is. Fairly anonymous and mysterious individual. So I do respect Pompey more than other teams in this league. I don't have any teams that I hate aside from MK Dons. Well, team who shall not be named, really. But Portsmouth are one of the teams that I respect the most in the league. So if I were to lose to a side, I think Portsmouth wouldn't be too bad of a side to lose to, I guess. That being said, though, we are starting up. And if I sound tired, that's because I am. I only had like 5.5 hours of sleep. I do live in California. You know, having to wake up 6:45 in the morning is not the most ideal, but we move. We got to just take it on the chin. Anyway, here we go, ladies and... Oh, okay. I guess, hold on. I guess I'm trying to pull up the lineups. I was going to say number 19 for Portsmouth. That's going to be Hurst. Yeah, the striker filling in for Marquis. Yeah, he didn't get the memo. He was running onto the field as everyone was taking a knee, saying no to racism as they usually do. And yeah. Also, some Portsmouth fans are a bit surprised that Bazunu is starting today. I know he's had a bit of a rough last few games, especially Sunderland, where he conceded 2 goals that he shouldn't have conceded. And one of them was, you know, tried to be too cute on the feet and got dispossessed. And then the second one like went down low down to his right and should have saved it, but then it kind of just trickled past him. So some Portsmouth fans kind of crying foul in that respect, and we'll see if we can put a couple past him, because I know he's been a little bit sketchy lately, so we'll see. I'm going to make this stream a little bit more laid back as well. I'm not going to talk too much, especially since I think I don't really have any viewers watching the stream right now, so that's a bit of a surprise. Well, maybe not, because I've been a little bit lacking with the uploads lately, which I admit. But yeah, I'll make it a little bit laid back. Hopefully you guys will like it regardless. Brown will knock it forward, knocked down by Hurst. Pompey playing decent football, but a good little nick there from Hennigan, sticks his foot out and dispossesses. Dispossesses a pass that was intended for Curtis on the hold-up, and McCormick draws the foul there. But I gotta say, Curtis, I think this is his 4th season in professional football, 4th season for Pompey as well, and I think honestly he's a bright young talent. I think he's a spark for this Portsmouth side on the offensive end, and we'll see how he does going forward. I think only has 2 goals in the season so far, though. On 15 starts, I believe. Yeah, 15 starts. Sometimes he likes to play attacking mid. So, you know, even though he only has 2 goals in the season, I still think he's a player to look at. Anyway, Guinness Walker's going to be taking a long throw here. Oof. Right, going to be lumping it forward, but numbers up here for Pompey. Low cross. Oh, beautifully done there from also to recover. It was a header clearance away from Portsmouth off of that long throw, and then AFC Wimbledon just failing to get numbers back. Alex Woodyard, first of all, trying to header clear a pass over the top from Raggett, but it wasn't fully away, and then Daniel Chaka tried to sprint back and recover. Harness played a ball down to the right-hand side, and then the ball was played low and driven down the 6, but luckily Paul Ossie got there just in time. Oof. And then an easy goal kick there as Hurst's header towards goal was not the best after it was an outswinger. Not the best crossing the box either. It was outswung a little bit too far. So AFC Wimbledon certainly getting away with that one. I thought it could have been an easy opening goal there for Portsmouth in the first 3 minutes of the game, but luckily they come away unscathed. And the timer is not set up. I thought it was. Okay, now we should be good. Okay, Rodoni playing over to the left-hand side here. Asal, plenty of space, but he's going to be playing it back to Woodyard regardless. It should be in front, absolutely. Very sketchy situation. Okay, so we're going to see another long throw. Hopefully we can get numbers back this time. In case it doesn't pan out. Oh, there we go. I got a viewer finally. Okay, it's only... Wait, where's the fucking... Oh. Okay. Yeah, Hennigan got the flick on, but unfortunately it was collected there by Bazumu. Yeah, we got the timer there finally. Oh, hopefully we could... Okay, I was going to say, hopefully we could dispossess Bazumu, but he clears his lines, although very poorly, as it trickles out for a throw-in around the midfield area. Yeah, Bazumu definitely didn't have the best game against Sunderland. Obviously, that game was about a month ago, so I think he's recovered since then. But there's always that lingering in the back of a keeper's mind, you know. So hopefully we can take advantage of that. Chuck is going to launch it forward. Oh, yeah, that too. I'm surprised Hackett Fairchild isn't starting. I think he's had a very good last few games. Hackett Fairchild, not a youngster by any means, but, you know, 24, 25 years of age. Anyway, ball on the left-hand side here to Curtis. He's going to be taking on Anthony Hartigan and Ben Hennigan on the double team there. Try to play a cross in between them, but it was nodded away there by Nestiginus Walker. Yeah, nicely sought out there by Guinness Walker. He's had a bit of stick on the defensive. You know, people have been giving him stick on the defensive end, but good positioning there defensively and was able to nod it away there. Corner kick here for Portsmouth to take. For, I believe that is Williams, yeah. Beyond the 6-yard box, but, yeah, nodded away. And nodded back towards goal as Zanev collects. Yeah. I think Zanev is one of our, aside from those moments where he gets chipped or any ball that, you know, is seen over his head, he tends to struggle with. But aside from that, he's a very complete keeper. Maybe not the best in terms of recovering when he's out of position, but when he's in position, you know, he'll make himself big. He'll you know, make the saves necessary, and also he's also a decent shot stopper too. So I think Zanev is a complete keeper aside from that. Anyway, ball played in. Top of the box. Ollie Palmer! Oof, it was a cross that was played in top of the 18. Bounced in front of Palmer. Kind of thied it down towards his left foot and tried to blast it towards goal, but straight at Bazumu. And then Bazumu tries to deliver a punt that was way over everyone's head. Yeah, it was a cross played in by McCormick with his left foot there. I know he's right-footed, but it was a decent cross. That cross was intended for a Sal who couldn't get his head on that one. But regardless, though, good play there. A good little spark of play from AFC Wimbledon. Hopefully we'll continue to create chances like that. You know, at times we're a bit spotty on the offensive end. Anyway, Portsmouth are going to switch over to the right-hand side. With Asal with that patented pressure, Palmer going to put on some pressure too on Raggett. Ball played back to Bazumu. Obviously, Bazumu not the most confident with his feet, but he's able to chip it over to the right back. And a double team there between Rodoni and Nestiginus Walker, almost dispossessing, but going all the way back to Bazumu once again. That is one thing that we do very well and very consistently is that defensive high press. There we go. Dispossessed by Hennigan, but not the best pass in the world. Yeah, fuck. Redoni was trying to come forward to receive it, and Hennigan thought that he was... Yeah, he just played a poor pass there, Hennigan. Hardigan has plenty of space here. Instead, he plays it out wide to Osu. I thought maybe he could have looked for somebody on the offensive end. Osu plays it forward with his left foot, chips it over. Yeah, Hassal tries to pick off Brown, who was seeing it out, but what was that? Yeah. That was Ogilive, I think. Yeah. But yeah, I thought Anthony Hardigan could have taken 1 or 2 touches forward there, as he had, I think, maybe like 7 or 8 yards of space ahead of him. But instead he played it square to Osu. Osu tried to chip it over, nothing doing. The iFollow really isn't the best today. They're like zooming in on the play. They're, you know, whenever they're zooming in on a player whenever the ball's in play. Oh, Guinness Walker tried to play Woodyard square, but they get dispossessed. That Harness has so much space right there. Oh my god, that is a goal. Okay, no, that's not. I was about to say that would have been one of the goals of the season. I mean, Harness had so much space, but instead of like taking a touch towards goal, there's still danger here as number 23 tries to take it around. 1 touch too many though, as he wasn't able to get the cross off. That would have been a really good goal there for Portsmouth. They played Harness top of the box, and Harness had space, but instead Harness flicks it cheekily. If that's even a word? Such a cheeky flick there. And he plays Williams, who actually made a run all the way forward and couldn't convert. No, that wasn't. Did Google? Okay, that's Thompson actually, not Williams. But that was Thompson making a run forward. Tried to chip Zanev, and the ball kind of bounced off his shoulder as Zanev tried to spread himself out. So that, very dangerous right there, as AFC Wimbledon failed to pick up their marks. And I mean, Harness had so much space to begin with. You never want to give Harness that much space. I mean, he has 6 goals in the season and what, 4 assists or something like that? He is certainly their most dangerous player. You don't want to give him space. Ball on the right-hand side here to Curtis. Ball played down this... Oh, shit. Yeah, it was played low and hard about 5 yards into space, and then it was another low cross down to Harness, and Harness couldn't get control of that one, unfortunately. But it was Nesta Guinness Walker coming forward, tried to challenge a 50-50 and ended up missing out on that challenge, so they were able to play around on that right-hand side. And Harness, again... Not with that much space as it was Hardigan challenging that low cross down the 6, but you know, again, Harness on the attack, very dangerous individual. His first touch wasn't the best because it was Hardigan on the contest. Now it's going to be McCormick here playing on the overlap is a Sal, and that cross was deflected. It's going to be out for a throw in here for, I would assume, Guinness Walker. No, Guinness Walker's actually going to stay back, so Aussie's going to take this long throw. Or also does have a long throw as well, I assume. So we'll see how that turns out. Ooh, back flick by Hennigan. Headed away, not fully clear. McCormick thumps it back. Ooh. Thumps it back into the box, and Ollie Palmer could just kind of thrust his body in the way. Bounced off his thigh. And straight to the hands of Bazzuno, unfortunately. But that was a good play, though, by Hennigan to kind of back flick it towards the back post. A little bit too far away, though, as McCormick tried to lump it back towards the top of the six there. One thing that AFC Wimbledon are dangerous in is set pieces, whether it's long throws, although we haven't scored off a long throw this season, or free kicks, free kicks, corner kicks, etc. Ooh. Guys, a nice little 1-2 between Ollie Palmer and Jack Rodoni. Jack Rodoni tries to take space down the left-hand side, but it was Ragged who ended up dispossessing anyway. But clearing his line's not fully away. It's going to be a throw-in for Wimbledon here, pretty close to the 18-yard box. And Woodyard and Guinness Walker connecting, but the pass is a little bit errant there from the return pass from Woodyard. But Williams just gets contested, and unfortunately the pass wasn't the best from Williams on the Portsmouth. I said unfortunately, but fortunately I should say. I think AFC Wimbledon are like, they're possessing, but yeah, they're having, flashes of brilliance where they're knocking it forward, 1-2 touch football. But sometimes it comes off, sometimes it doesn't. Also caught a little bit too far forward. Now it's going to be a 4-on-4 here for Portsmouth. Daniel Chalka comes sliding in. Is he going to get in the book here? It's sort of a 50-50 challenge. He did put a halt to the play there, but no card here given, thankfully. Ball was played for Hurst on the hold-up there around 23 yards out, and Chalka tried to slide in to get the ball, but mistimed. And it's going to be a free kick here for Pompey, about 26 yards out, excuse me. Yo, how you doing, my man? Godly Furball. Come on, you Dons. That's a training ground move that almost pans out. The ball was played low, 7 yards towards the left-hand side of the 18-yard box, but the cross was blocked, thankfully. Definitely a training ground move from Pompey. But seems to me like Curtis is offside after a long and thumped through ball. Now Guinness Walker is going to thump it long here, intended for Luke McCormick, but Bazunu was able to get there first. Sheffield Wednesday up 1-0 against Accrington. Not really surprised there. Although Sheffield Wednesday have had a bit of a pattern of struggling to convert their chances, and when they do, they've had a bit of a tendency to give up their lead. So we'll see if that lead will hold up against Accrington. Oof. Guinness Walker with the high press, but nobody is picking up on Thompson, who comes forward. Thompson's going to be, yeah, okay. Curtis is offside after the overlapping pass. We need to be careful, though. If Guinness Walker's going to press that high, we got to be careful. Hardigan smartly not pressing on that instance. He tried to hold back just in case there was a through ball being played, which there was, but unfortunately Hardigan wasn't able to get there. AFC Wimbledon are double teaming on the press, but that's usually when the likes of Verdoni or Saller on the press rather than an outside back. Chalka outmuscles Curtis there. Curtis going to ground too easily, appealing for a foul, but nothing doing. First touch there from Guinness Walker lets him down. Yeah. There was a pass there from Ollie Palmer in which Guinness Walker tried to control, but his first touch unfortunately didn't control it, out for a throw in. Now we're double teaming on the press with Rodoni and Woodyard was able to dispossess. Now Woodyard on the ball here. Square to Hardigan. Also here has some space to take it forward. Take it forward, my man. You have some pace. Unfortunately gets muscled out. Maybe took one touch too many before taking that touch forward, and now Osu is trying to recover. Recovers nicely. Portsmouth is now forced to reset. Nicely done there by Chuka. Ooh, AFC Wimbledon playing good football here, knocking around with conviction. Palmer knocked it over to McCormick, and McCormick tried to play Guinness Walker on the overlap. Throw in here for AFC Wimbledon. I like what I'm seeing thus far here, even though it is a bit sporadic on the offensive end. Offensively, they're playing decent. A couple of heart and mouth moments on the defensive end here for AFC Wimbledon, but still 0-0. And the Dons have a chance to make it 1-0 here after the long throw. Headed away, not fully away. Still over to Guinness Walker on that left-hand side. Harness on the defense. Beats Harness. Oh, not fully, actually, as Harness gets the block off of the cross. At first, I thought he had the beating of Harness, but Harness was able to recover well. Very pacey individual. You think that he would be beat on the defensive end, but is able to slide in and prevent that cross from being played in. Of course, it is Portsmouth. You're going to be hearing those bells, as per usual. It is a Pompey staple. Hardigan to take here. Decent corner, headed away. Also tries to lump it forward. Easy collection for Bazunu. He's going to pump it long right away, though. Okay. Collected by Zanev. That's the second time now that Bazunu was able to punt it all the way down to the 18-yard box area. First one was seen all the way out for a goal kick. This time, Zanev collects. God forbid Bazunu is actually playing for Wimbledon. But yeah. And all the way over to the other end as Palmer tries to win the flick off of the air there and goes straight to Bazunu. 2-0 Sheffield, actually, against Accrington. So, I wouldn't say against the run of play, but they do have a pattern of scoring one goal, and if they score 2 goals, maybe a 2-1 or a 2-2. So, we'll see if they hold up. I want to take a look at some other results, actually. So we got Crew 1-0 against Gillingham. Decent result there in terms of kind of leveling out the mid-table a little bit, as Crew are, I think, second from bottom. Harness on the wide area, though, taking on Hardigan. Tries to play a low cross intended for Curtis, I believe, but the ball was a little bit too far forward. Or that was Brown, actually, on the overlap on the outside back position. Ooh. Raggett doesn't fully clear it, and now... Okay, it did bounce off the face of Rodoni there and tried to... Asal tried to come down with it, but cleared away, not fully away here. The ideal situation is you have Hennigan run onto it on the near post, and that's exactly what happens, but unfortunately the header's won. Guinness Walker's on the ball still, though. Defended by Curtis. Yeah! I didn't think that was going to be a pen, but it is. Nestor Guinness Walker gets brought down by Curtis. Maybe a little bit too easily. I want to look back at that, but I want to see if that was a push-off. It didn't look like a push-off. I don't think the arm was extended. I do think there was a little bit of an arm in there, though, from Curtis. Yeah, Guinness Walker receives it off the header clearance. Oh, yeah, yep. A little bit of a push-off there on the back. It wasn't a full arm extension, but it was something on the back. Yeah, I think that is enough for a pen. Actually, I'm not trying to be biased here. It wasn't, arm to shoulder. It was arm to back. And you could argue that it wasn't a full extension, but since it was right on that back, it was contact on the back there, I think that's enough for a pen. And it's going to be Ollie Palmer to take here. Usually you would have Aaron Presley take if he were starting, but Ollie Palmer with a very, very wide run-up, actually. I'm interested to see I would like him to place it to the keeper's left, because if he tries to go across his body to the keeper's right, it's probably not going to be the most well-placed penalty here. So Palmer to take right down the middle. Easy. Let's go. AFC Wimbledon take the lead, kind of against the run of play, even though they have been, you know, decent sporadically throughout the game so far in this first half. So I wouldn't say it's against the run of play, but I think Portsmouth have been the more dangerous side in terms of chance creation. AFC Wimbledon, though, are on the score sheet, so come on, you Dons. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, the fans were heckling him. The players were, you know, swarming the referee, appealing their, you know, voicing their outcry against that penalty call. Not all of them were swarming the referee. There were like maybe 3 or 4 players that were asking the question, but I think it was enough for a pen, if I'm honest here, trying to be as impartial as I possibly can. And it's going to be 1-0. 1-0 to the Dons, baby. Let's go. There you go, Asal. Asal dispossesses. Little arm over the shoulder there. The Pompey fans are livid. To be fair, they are one of the more passionate fan bases in football, especially in League One. But, yeah, they're a bit incensed. Dive. Maybe, okay, not a dive. Slight embellishment of contact, perhaps, but I think if you're going by the law, I think it is enough for a pen. But oh, Hennigan! Oh, that was a bit of you know, a play that excuse me, against the run of play there. Hennigan, top of the 18, tried to strike it towards goal, and it deflected off one of the defenders, and then it found it to Rodoni, who tried to strike it towards goal. Bounced off his thigh, and then bounced off like the underside of his elbow, and then he tried to strike it first time over the bar. Yeah, Pompey not able to fully clear their lines there. Couple of headers away, not fully away. Dispossessed here by Woodyard. Now dispossessed here by Thomas. Thomas has plenty of space here to take it forward, but it was nicely done there by Alex Woodyard, getting in the sliding challenge there, and Woodyard's going to be playing McCormick. McCormick has so much space, and he's going to be playing Asal. Asal on the overlap is McCormick. That's got to be a yellow, no? I'm not trying to be biased. I think that is a yellow, as McCormick was on the overlap. It was kind of a 3-on-3 situation with Rodoni on that wide area, way on that. Yeah, I think it's going to be a yellow here for, is that Thompson, or, no, it's going to be Brown, actually, that left back is going to be receiving the booking here. That was a nice little play there by AFC Wimbledon. I mean, sliding challenge from Alex Woodyard to prevent the attack on the wide area. He's able to play McCormick. McCormick first time over to Asal, and then, McCormick immediately makes that overlapping run, and Asal gets dropped by Brown. I like how some of the Portsmouth fans were clapping at Brown, because it was a tactical foul. I mean, that was a dangerous play that was about to ensue there for AFC Wimbledon. So tactical foul gets on the book. And Hardigan to take. You know he is one to play a really good ball into that back post, so we'll see what happens. You can get us Walker standing over this one. You could in-swing this. No, instead it's going to be Hardigan back post. Hennigan just a little, yeah, it's a little bit too high there. A little bit too strong for Hennigan. And it's going to see it out all the way to the touchline. Free advertising. Rowdy Energy. For those of you that don't know, Ready Energy is... I'm not a big fan of energy drinks, but Ready Energy, most of the flavors, no sugar, L-theanine, green tea caffeine, vitamins added, fairly, I shouldn't say healthy, but healthier than other energy drinks, I'd say. Anyway, Harness gets fouled there by Woodyard, who was able to press Harness all the way from like 30 yards out to 40 yards away, and Harness got dropped in the end. I don't know what that was. Portsmouth tried to do this earlier in the game where they play it low and hard into towards the box, but nobody was making the run. And not on the same page there. Romeo and some of the strikers there, some of the attacking-minded individuals for Portsmouth, not able to get onto the end of that one. Dons fans making their presence known. They're jumping around, they're singing, they're making their voices heard. Nice to see there. Some away support there for the Dons. I'm not sure how many away fans are in terms of numbers. I'll look that up once this half ends. That is, if I even remember to do so. But yeah, I mean, AFC Wimbledon, they don't have the most plentiful numbers in terms of away fans, but they do have a very passionate away end, I believe, from what I see. Could be wrong. Speaking of away fan support, I'm not going to experience that away fan support, but I will be going to the UK. Hopefully, no lockdowns, because I know we are seeing some lockdowns in Austria and I think Germany as well. So hopefully the UK won't follow suit. I was about to book my tickets for mid to late March, and I was gonna plan to see the Lincoln City and Cambridge games at home. That being said, though, Guinness Walker, plays Asal in the overlap. There's good defense there by Raggett, who was able to contest. Going to be a throw in here for Guinness Walker to take, though. Nice one-touch football, but unfortunately McCormick wasn't able to control it. Ooh, Asu. Nice one-touch. Nice first touch there by Woodyard. Just kind of plays a no-look pass square to Hardigan. Very, very cheeky there. Wimbledon kind of playing it amongst themselves. Hennigan's going to knock it forward. Usually does that. That's usually his first intention. But unfortunately, Guinness Walker wasn't able to control it. Was a little bit over his head, so kind of difficult to control that one. AFC Wimbledon are playing really good high press, and it forces a very errant clearance there from Raggett. Inside his own 18-yard box, clears it not even past the midfield area. So patented double team high press from AFC Wimbledon, as we usually see. Ooh, Curtis almost came away with that one. Clearance there from Zanev. Zanev's going to throw it all the way out here. Hardigan plays it long and forward, intended for Osu. Just a little bit too hard, but I like to see that from Osu. Try to get up and provide on the offensive end. Henry Lawrence, you would like to see Henry Lawrence on the team sheet. But I think he is currently injured at the moment. So a little bit of a shallow back four here, but I think Paul Osu is not a bad replacement. He's not one of the more physically imposing defenders, but you can count on him on the offensive end to provide. He's also good with recovery. Like, he's able to get back, track back defensively, and get back in position very well too. So can't give can't give Osu too much stick. I mean, he's a decent defender. He's just unfortunately not blessed with height or physicality as much as he is just raw natural talent. Okay, Wimbledon dispossessed here off the high press. Hartigan, I'm really not sure what he was trying to do there after he dispossessed. He tried to play it long and forward, but played with a lot of pace, actually, and nobody near that. So, Bazunu collects. Yeah, Portsmouth had kind of fizzled out in these last 10 minutes or so. You know, the first 20, 25 minutes, they were dynamic. They were, you know, playing with conviction. And they tried to play forward to Harness, but dispossessed here by Rodoni. Nicely done by Rodoni. But high press by Thompson. Yeah, tried to dispossess Rodoni, but Rodoni just barely gets it off his feet and draws the foul. I like it. You know, AFC Wimbledon are playing decent right now. You know, they're playing decent football. The first 15, 20 minutes or so kind of sat back a little bit, invited pressure, and created, you know, the occasional chance, half chance, I should say. Chuka tries to play it forward, though. Takes a touch too many before playing it forward, so it gets deflected. But AFC Wimbledon still come away with it. McCormick gets, yeah, another foul there by Thompson. They play it short now. Oof. Why did the referee blow it back? God damn it, I'm trying to have my headphones stick into my ear. There we go. I saw something online. The correct way to wear an earphone. Put it over your ear. Or an earbud, I should say. Put it over your ear so that it doesn't fall out as frequently. And it's working, I guess. Let me look at some stats here. I want to make sure that I am not completely delusional with my commentary. I do think AFC Wimbledon... Where are the stats, man? Show the stats. I believe AFC Wimbledon have had like maybe 3 shots on goal. Or 3 shots total. 2 on goal. 1 that was placed just over the bar. A volley that was over the bar that by Jack Rodoni. Cross is played in. Knocked down by Hurst, but easily dispossessed there by Chuka, or should I say he got a touch and then it was cleared away by Hartigan. Okay! We take that. A foul was committed on the left-hand side here, and, you know, Paul Osu wasn't able to recover, and, yeah, I mean, there was a foul committed on that left-hand side, and then after the foul, someone played a cross low to Harness, and Harness placed it in the back of the net, but the foul was blown, or the whistle was blown. To be fair, AFC Wimbledon, the defense stopped because they knew the whistle was blown anyway. Yeah, the only player, I think Curtis was complaining about that one, and Harness was on his knees. He wasn't, you know, he wasn't crying foul, but he kind of stuck his arms out. He was like, what the hell? But to be fair, AFC Wimbledon players, they did stop because they did hear the whistle. But could have played on, I think. To be fair, it could have been played on there by the ref. So it's going to be a free kick here for Portsmouth on the left-hand side. AFC Wimbledon got caught too far forward initially, and the counterattack was on there for Portsmouth. Ooh. Yeah, it was one of the... I'm trying to see who exactly put that on. Yeah, it was Guinness Walker who ended up getting that glancing header. That's not the first time that he's done that so far in this fixture, in this game. So, nicely done there for him. Ooh. And that was Hurst, actually, who was making a run. Started off on that back post and then ended up running towards the near post, but then his header was up and over. Yeah, way up and over, actually. Good attempt there by Hurst to make that, you know, that quick forward run. Chuka was the mark, and Chuka actually lost him. Chuka lost Hurst as that mark, but Yeah, I think Zanev was there maybe to spread himself out just in case he did head it towards goal, but you got to be a little bit more careful if you're Chuka there. Anyway, Harness there tries to play it forward. Nicely done there by Guinness Walker. Sticks a foot out. Attaboy. Attaboy James. Let's go Dons. Absolutely. I think Portsmouth certainly have had the better spell of possession, maybe a little bit more clinical when they're on the ball. But, AFC Wimbledon still playing decent. I mean, they're knocking it around. They're playing possession, decent possession, but they're not creating as many clear-cut chances as Portsmouth. I think, Portsmouth haven't had clear-cut chances, but they've had, kind of the in-betweeners, in between a half chance and a clear-cut chance. Anyway, Thompson tries to play, Thompson tries to play Brown on the overlap, but too heavy. (3-1) Sheffield Wednesday against Accrington Stanley. Wow, that's an absolute barn burner of a game so far. So far, not the best game for Daniel Chuka, I will say. I know in the past, when he did make his starts, although he only started, I think, 2 or 3 games so far in the season. Anyway, header 1 there, and now it's going to be Curtis on the outside, defended by Hennigan. Hennigan forces him all the way back. I'll hold that thought. Double teamed by Osu. Now, Osu runs out to try to get in, towards Brown, but Portsmouth knocking around very well. Curtis fakes a shot, but then gets past Woodyard, goes back to his right foot. Decent stop there by Zanev and beats it away. Rodoni gets a clearance there. That's like your traditional FIFA fake shot. Woodyard goes to ground to try to block it, but then, Curtis back over to his left, takes a touch to his right, and tried to curl it towards the far post. And decent stop there by Zanev. But now Brown has it on the left-hand side here. We're giving a lot of space to the outside backs here. Cross intended for Hurst. Nicked away, but not fully away here. Thompson plays it square. Oh. Yeah, we're giving too much space also to the players at the top of the box. I mean, whoever that was at the top of the box was easily able to collect it and play a through ball over to Harness, and Harness tried to chip it over Zanev, and Zanev, again, makes himself big, bounces off his shoulder. That's the second time now that something like that has happened, where they play a through ball, Portsmouth, into the 6-yard area, and Zanev is able to save the day once again. I want to see. I'm trying to look back at the play to see who was at fault here. I'm not live right now. I think that's Hardigan. He needs to get stuck in. I think he was afraid to give up a through ball, but he needs to get stuck in. He gave Jacobs plenty of space there, and then Harness just played that through ball. Or, I'm sorry, it was Jacobs that played that through ball into Harness down the right-hand side of that 6-yard area. Yeah, it was Anthony Hardigan that was sitting back, and he was trying to help Chuka, so that, a through ball wasn't played to Curtis, I believe that was intended for if that through ball were to be played, but as a result of not pressuring Jacobs at the top of the 18, it allowed for plenty of space at the top of the 18 for Jacobs to pick out that pass. So, yeah, again, sketchy defensively here for AFC Wimbledon. So. Oh, not fully away here by Bazunu. McCormick, Redoni, top of the... I'm sorry I didn't commentate because I was actually typing some notes. And then all of a sudden, like, Pompey play it back to the keeper. And then the keeper just shanks his clearance. And then all of a sudden, you know, McCormick gets his body in the way and, you know, off his chest. Then heads it towards Redoni. And Redoni tried to take it back to his left foot and steer it towards goal. But it was deflected there. So corner kick here from Wimbledon. That was completely against the run of play. So we'll see what happens here off this corner. Near post, not the best corner there from Anthony Hartigan. Zano's going to get the clearance off. Intended for Guinness Walker. Headed away, but not fully away as Hartigan's first touch is down towards the ground. Plays Redoni back over to Woodyard. Yeah, not the best pass there from Woodyard. A little bit errant. He tried to play McCormick over the top, but the ball was a little bit too hard and curled away. Throw in here for Pompey. Pompey. Throw in for Pompey. I'm trying to... I know I sound like I'm trying too hard, but maybe I don't. Maybe my accent is not too bad. Okay, for those of you watching the stream, rate my British accent from a level of 1 to 10. Do I try a little too hard? Is my accent accurate? And if it is, tell me which dialect. Is it oh, okay. Does my dialect sound closer to like a Midlands accent, or is it like closer to you know, London accent? God forbid that I have a Sunderland accent. I actually follow Tom Jeffries. Hold on. Wait, no, hold on. Wait, not Tom Jeffries. What's his name? Yeah, Tony Jeffries. Excuse me. I follow Tony Jeffries on YouTube. He's a Olympic boxer, undefeated boxer in his heyday. And I'm actually very into boxing, so I do follow Tony Jeffries. He is from Sunderland, so I have picked up on that accent a little bit. It's like, when you throw a punch, instead of a punch, they say punch. When you throw a punch, you gotta throw your hips toward the left, and then you throw the hook. You throw the hook with power. I hope that I did a pretty good job with that accent as well. Yeah, Tony Jeffries on YouTube. If you're into boxing, go ahead and follow Tony Jeffries. He is you know, fairly helpful with his tips. Anyway, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, bro. I'm just kind of going off topic here. But it looks to me like the half is going to end 1-0 here. Oh, a square ball for Woodyard. He had to slide in as the pass was a little bit too heavy. Luckily, that didn't amount to anything. Okay, again, AFC Wimbledon with a high press double team there as Brown was dispossessed there by Luke McCormick. It's going to be a throw in here for AFC Wimbledon. 20 seconds to go here in extra time, or stoppage time in this case. Thank you. And it looks to me like... Yeah, I think AFC Wimbledon are going to see this half out. Yeah, so actually, you know, my stats deceive me actually. So AFC Wimbledon with 8 shots and 4 on target, and Portsmouth with 5 shots and 2 on target. I think the first 30 minutes or so, I think Portsmouth, I shouldn't say they controlled the game, but, you know, they had the slightly better end of the possession. They were creating the better chances. They had 2 clear-cut chances in that half. While the stats say that AFC Wimbledon have had the better chances, that's not to say that they did. They've had a lot of half chances, but Portsmouth with the 2 best chances of the half. The first one coming when they were knocking around a little bit. They played Harness at the top of the box. Harness had like 4 yards of space, and then he ended up back flicking it to Jacobs on the through ball, and Zanev coming out, making himself big, bounced off his shoulder. Great save there. And then the second one, again, kind of similar. Nobody picking up the player on the top of the 18-yard box. This time it was Jacobs, the one who missed the first attempt at the top of the 18, was able to turn uncontested and play harness this time on the through ball down the 6, and then Zanev made himself big once again and made the stop. Other than that, I think Portsmouth played decent. They knocked it around a little bit, but they weren't able to create that really clear-cut chance. They did have a decent chance on that left-hand side. Again, I think looking at it, I want to be as impartial as possible. They could have played the advantage there. The referee, it was a foul after somebody tried to beat. I don't remember who that was tracking back defensively. I think it was Woodyard after Paul Ossie got caught too far forward and then got brought down. And as the referee blew the whistle, a ball was being played to harness top of the 6. And I think that could have been played as an advantage. And then as for the goal for AFC Wimbledon, maybe a penalty, maybe not. I think by the book it was. I think it was a little bit of a... It wasn't a full arm extension, but it was a little bit of a push off on the back. Maybe Guinness Walker milked it a little bit, but I think it's enough for a penalty if I'm looking at it objectively by the book. And then as for other chances created by AFC Wimbledon, they look decent on the set pieces, off the long throws. Hennigan with one flick towards the back post, and then McCormick tried to steer it back to Palmer. Palmer bounced off his thigh into the goalkeeper. A few minutes earlier, around like the 7th or 8th minute, actually Ollie Palmer found himself receiving a cross that bounced and then tried to blast it towards goal, and it was straight at the keeper, but that's something you like to see from Ollie Palmer, having some time and space to try to create a shot. So, yeah, I mean, absolutely, yeah, 100%. If we can come away with a win here, that would be fantastic. I mean, we're 17th in the league right now, not as it stands. As it stands, I think we're like 15th or 14th. No, actually, it's still in 18th. I think, still in 18th. Okay. But we're only 2 points behind 13th place Cambridge, and 3 points behind 10th place Bolton right now, as it stands. So if we can get the win, that would be absolutely monumental. I mean, we're only 9 points behind the top 6 if we do end up seeing this result out, and if Sheffield Wednesday see the 3-1 result, see it through. So if Sunderland win their game, though, they're going to leapfrog ahead of Sheffield Wednesday. So, I mean, hopefully we'll have this result stick. So I don't want to talk too much. I want to leave it at that. I'm going to make some breakfast. I'll be back in about 10 minutes or so. Stick around.
temptation, searching for salvation. Can we find our way back, way back? Caught up in confusion, need a resolution. Can we find our way back, way back? No more running, no more running, no more chasing. No more running now, I'm running out of patience. Caught up in confusion, need a resolution. Can we find our way back, way back?
I was really bad in love till you arrived, yeah. And now I can see in color why it was great. You're when I was looking, and then love is so lucky, yeah, yeah. I can't believe that I was here on my own, but you arrived and took my hand and all is fine. I was here so bad for love, but you gave me smiles, and you didn't walk away, you stayed for life, for life, for life. I was here so bad for love, but I stayed for life, for life, for life. And you didn't walk away, you stayed for life, for life. I was really bad in love till you arrived, yeah. And now I can see in color why it was great. You're when I was looking, and then love is so lucky, yeah, yeah. I can't believe that I was here on my own, but you arrived and took my hand and all is fine. I was here so bad me smiles, and you didn't walk away. You stayed for life, for life, for life. I was here so bad for love, but I stayed for life, for life, for life. You didn't walk away. You stayed for life, for life.
I've been trying not to go off the deep end. I don't think you wanna give me a reason. I've been trying not to go off the deep end. I don't think you wanna give me. I've been trying not to go off the deep end. I don't think you wanna give me a reason. I've been trying not to go off the deep end. I don't think you wanna give me. I've been trying not to go off the deep end, 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 go off the deep end. I've been trying not to go off the deep end. I don't think you wanna give me a reason. I've been trying not to go off the deep end. I don't think you wanna give me. I've been trying not to. I've been trying not to go off the deep end. I don't think you wanna give me a reason. I've been trying not to go off the deep end. I don't think you wanna give me. I've been trying not to go off the deep end. I don't think you wanna give me a reason. I've been trying not to go off the deep end. I don't think you wanna give me. I've been trying not to go off the deep end, 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 go off the deep end. I've been trying not to go off the deep end. I don't think you wanna give me a reason. I've been trying not to go off the deep end. I don't think you wanna give me. I've been trying.
Clearing their line. Still the Dons have it though. It's back in their own half with Hennigan. Now he goes Hartigan. Woodyard on this near side, closed down by Jacobs. Does well, steers it back to Hennigan. Zanev now launches it high and forward. First time. It's lofted high and forward with a header for Portsmouth by Ogilvie, who then gets the ball back. Now here's Raggett. Here's Romeo now away on the far side. Steered down the line into the path of Harness. Back to Romeo. Harness once again. Don's doing well to try and close Portsmouth down. Raggett then steers it forward, but Chocker gets in the way, steers it forward himself. Flicks on by McCormick into Palmer. Nicely on the outside now for Rudoni. Away on that far side. With Harness in close proximity. Steered back into Hartigan. Misplaces the pass forward. Ricochets back towards halfway. Well, Hurst will go back into his own half and get it for Portsmouth. Steered down the right-hand side, but that's too far ahead of Curtis. Zanev puts his foot through the ball once again. Steers it high down the left-hand side. And goodness me, it's just about cleared from the edge of his area by the goalkeeper. Rudoni absolutely charging forward there at a rate of knots. And ultimately not enough purchase on the ball. And the keeper having to take evasive action. And here come the Dons again. Here's Asal down the right-hand side. Got Ossie on the overlap. Still Asal. Played square now to Woodyard. Helped on further now to Hartigan. Back to Woodyard. Now Ossie on this near side. Tries to bamboozle Jacobs, who gets the foot in, steers it out of play. Throw in to the Dons. To second half. Still 1-0 to the Dons, but unlike the first half, it's the Dons who look to be starting the half very much on the attacking front foot. Paul Ostu now winding up to send a long throw into the Portsmouth penalty area. And plenty of Dons personnel in there looking to try and get on the end of it. In it comes now from Osu in towards the near edge of the 6-yard box. Cleared only as far as Hartigan. Delivers the ball straight back into the centre. Cleared by Ogilvie and then helped on towards halfway in towards Harness. Oh, but he couldn't quite pick out Hurst. It was well intercepted by Guinness Walker, although he's immediately closed down by Jacobs. And the Dons have done well there to steer it back to Nick Zanev. Clears it forward only as far as Thompson. But the ball now deflect favourably for the Dons in the shape of Asal. It's got Osu in support down this near side, but Hurst is chasing Osu down, back into Asal rather, back into his own half. In the end, it goes back to Nick Zanev, who slices the clearance away into the stand. I don't know, maybe a little bit of a lack of confidence maybe recently, Rob, in the game of Ayoub Asal, who, again, could have maybe moved forward or found Osu, but maybe hesitated slightly and was then closed down by Portsmouth, and then, again, potential danger ultimately snuffed out, though.
Yeah, he's a wonderful talent. He's learning all the time as well. He's adapting to men's football and adapting to his game as well. So it's what, you know, it's going to keep growing in terms of his stature and what he does for this Wimbledon side.
Indeed, but again, perhaps just playing it backwards when certainly the option was there to go forwards. And we've seen, of course, again in previous matches where he's wasted no time whatsoever and really getting on his bike, particularly down the right-hand side. But doing that just now for the Dons is Osu into the penalty area, up against Brown, played square. Oh, and it was an effort by McCormick, and it was deflected away by Raggett, and, well, McCormick appeals for handball. Nothing doing, though, according to the referee. Brilliant play there from Paul Osu. Left Lee Brown, the Portsmouth captain, trailing in his wake, steered it across. McCormick trying to help the ball on towards the far corner with a first-time effort. And, well, he appealed for handball. Nobody else did, I don't think. And the referee wasn't interested, and chance going begging for the Dons. But once again, showing that they do have the personnel really to put Portsmouth under pressure. And we saw that in the first half predominantly down the left-hand side with Nesta Guinness-Walker. But Paul Osu, well, proving he's certainly no slouch down the right-hand side either. And, again, another potential quandary for Portsmouth to deal with from a defensive perspective.
Shit. Okay. So you guys missed it. I apologize for the mute. Paul Osu took a heavy touch down the wing. I mean, nobody was contesting him. Brown was there, but he couldn't beat him. He couldn't recover. Beat Brown for pace. Drove across down the 6. Osu did. McCormick got the shot off. It deflected off of the defender who threw his body in the way. I think that was Raggett. And it bounced off his hand, but it wasn't a handball because it bounced off the backhand and it wasn't in an unnatural position. So I guess the referee was right not to blow that one dead, not to call that one a pen. But Paul Osu, I mean, I talked all sorts of game about how he can provide on the offensive end. And that was a perfect example. I mean, I didn't think he would beat Brown at first because Brown had a good 3 yards ahead of him, but then he just ended up beating him for pace on a sprinting battle because Osu took a touch like 15 yards ahead of him almost. And ended up beating him for pace. So that was the best chance of the half. Apologize for the mute. Also, I was talking about how AFC Wimbledon struggled to close down players at the top of the 18. A few minutes earlier, Daniel Chukka closed down Harness that was trying to receive it at the top of the box, and Chukka immediately put the pressure on, dispossessed him, and AFC Wimbledon were able to, not able to break because it did go out for a throw-in, but now AFC Wimbledon are maintaining the press throughout the pitch rather than just, the midfield in the final third. As I speak here, we see a double team there from Woodyard and Osu, and there was a due to that press, immediate cross attempt rather than, taking a touch first, trying to weigh his options, whoever that was. I think that was Brown coming up on the attack, trying to weigh his options. Instead, double team immediately, tries to play across, and it was way over the bar there. So good work there from Osu and Woodyard. The only problem with that is that the player can find a pass in between that double team, or he can try to take a touch around and maybe continue the attack there around the press. But if it works, it works, and it did work there. Hackett's going to be coming on here. I think, from what I've seen from him at least, he's going to be coming on for Hurst. So I think maybe they might be playing. Is Hackett going to be playing up top? Because I know he usually plays as like a winger. Ooh. Ollie Palmer won the flick-on header there, and Rodoni was almost able to get on the end of it on the top of the box, but it was a header back towards Bazunu, who collects. But anyway, I know Hackett sometimes plays as an outside attacking mid or winger, so a bit of a bright spark he is for this side. Let's see how much he can provide for Portsmouth. There you go. Let's fucking go, Woodyard. There's a throw in about like 22 yards out. Woodyard is just pressing, forcing them all the way back. Commits the foul in the end, but Woodyard, a pass was made over to the outside back, and Woodyard just continues to sprint, putting on the press. Commits the foul there, tactical foul. That's what you like to see from Woodyard. That effort. Oh, Ollie Palmer on the defensive end. Plays it forward. Tries to play it forward to Asal, but Asal was deemed to have tugged Williams back on the effort to try to beat him for pace. He actually does tug him and commits the foul. So ball played over the top left-hand side. Harness, well defended there. Again, Ollie Palmer on the defense. Sorry, that's Hennigan this time. Ollie Palmer and Hennigan are wearing similar colored cleats, but it is going to be Hennigan on the press. I think AFC Wimbledon, they're looking a lot better defensively. Defensive shape is looking a lot better than in the first half. They're also closing down the center mids a lot better than the first half. They gave the center mids a lot of space in that first half. The likes of Woodyard and every now and again Choka. Not afraid. Here's the thing with center backs sometimes is they're afraid to leave their post. They're afraid to leave their position as that center back. But sometimes if you don't press the center mid, they're going to have plenty of time and space to create. But anyway, Portsmouth knocking around here on that left-hand side, trying to find a cross. But again, Wimbledon doing a very good job of defensive shape here. Now also is going to contest. Good work there as Jacobs tried to find some space to try to beat the defender on 1v1 also. Zanev with kind of a rough clearance there, though. Brown beating Woodyard for physicality there. But McCormick gets it. McCormick dispossesses after the pass is a little bit wayward from Brown. A little bit predictable. Yeah, it's kind of a back and forth of a tug-of-war in AFC Wimbledon's final third, defensively speaking. Portsmouth are not able to get through their back line. AFC Wimbledon's back line is very solid right now. Hopefully that can maintain. Hopefully that can hold up. As we do see another substitute here, we're going to be seeing Morel coming in. And some Pompey fans are fairly surprised that Morel wasn't starting today. So there's your answer, I guess. We'll see it. Well, potentially the answer. We'll see if he ends up actually providing for this side. I think he's a good player. I think he can provide. Also on the right here. Nicely done from Osu to kind of shield the pressure. Cross goes beyond Rodoni, but Guinness Walker tries to steer it back. Not the best cross in the world, easily collected by Bazunu on low and hard to the ground. And now it's going to be a counterattack here. Maybe not a counterattack. AFC Wimbledon are dropping deep. Get back, Guinness Walker, get back, Guinness Walker, get back. Okay, he recovers. Wimbledon recover well defensively, though. A 1-2 play between Romeo and Jacobs. Romeo plays the cross in with his left foot over the head of Osu. Curtis got won the header over Osu. Obviously, Osu's not the tallest individual in the world. But he contested the header enough to put off Curtis's header just a bit. And it's going to go straight to Zanev. Ooh. Chucker plays along to Palmer. Palmer chests it down. Woodyard immediately switches the play. Good idea, because Rodoni had plenty of space on that left-hand side, but the ball was in the air for too long and it was headed away. All right, Neskins Walker threw it in. Shielded by McCormick. Touched out for a corner. I like the way AFC Wimbledon are playing in terms of on-the-ball composure. I think that they're not panicking too much. Portsmouth, while their press isn't as vigorous as Wimbledon, they are pressing still when Wimbledon have possession when they're passing it among their back line. And they're staying composed. They're not allowing themselves to give the ball away cheaply. And on the final third, they're doing a good job of getting around the press as well. Not the best deliveries so far today from Hartigan, though, as that one was, once again, that corner was placed near post and easily headed away. Ostu contesting a header, but going a little bit too far forward. Header one, and now Curtis on the left-hand side here. Curtis takes it to his left. Hannigan recovers well, and there we go. Fucking go, Woodyard. Dude, Woodyard is all over the place today. He is a fucking animal defensively. Yeah, Hannigan initially was forcing Curtis to his left. Curtis takes it to his left, and then tries to take a touch back and try to find somebody like top of the 18, or just try to find anybody, and then all of a sudden you see Woodyard sprinting back and just getting his foot to that. At times, while he is a little bit, he does get caught ball watching every now and again when the ball is in the box. When he's on, he's fucking on. Anyway, Ollie Palmer trying to take it himself, but dispossessed by Brown. Portsmouth are now going to, okay, they have some numbers forward here. They're taking it all the way to the top of the 18, defended by Guinness Walker, low and hard driven. Good work by Guinness Walker, at least to force whoever that was that came in. I think it was a substitute. No, it wasn't Fairchild or Morel. I think that might have been it was Romeo, yeah, the outside back Romeo. Romeo took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches towards the top of the box and then took it to his right foot and tried to blast it, but Zana was able to at first beat it away, but then collect it. A little bit sketchy there defensively from the Dons, but I think it's just because of the pace that Romeo has. I mean, they still had like 5 numbers. It was like a 4v5 for Portsmouth. They still had numbers back Wimbledon, but looked a little bit scary there. Oh. Also gets caught. Oh, a cross comes in. Romeo back post. Or sorry, that was Hackett Fairchild. A little bit over his head. But they still have possession now with Romeo on the outside. Double team once again here. There we go. It was a double team between Guinness Walker and Jack Rodoni. And was Rodoni able to block the cross. Kind of creating a little bit of a human wall there. I like the double team on the outside. AFC Wimbledon do that quite a bit. Now the ball switched over to Brown here on the left. Williams here. Nice recovery there by Osu. Again, that double team between Osu and Woodyard, and then the ball was played towards the 18-yard box, and Osu just turns, sprints, and gets his foot in the way. Now Osu overextends this time, though. Jacobs! I'm going to have to commentate that, but Paul Osu tries to put the press on, got caught too high, and then it was Jacobs that took a couple touches from the left towards the top of the 18, drills a shot low and hard, and Zanev trying to get low to his right, but unfortunately doesn't get enough on that, and then it bounces off his hand and goes towards the top right corner. To be fair to Zanev, Hennigan was trying to slide in and trying to block the cross, so I mean, I think Zanev kind of saw it late, but if you're Zanev there, you want to have your hands low. You want to have your hands low down to your shins, kind of, and his hands were like up to his thighs almost, so he wasn't able to get down in time and just stick that right arm down. I know that feeling as a keeper. Sometimes if you're preparing for a shot, your hands are low, and then you kind of jump up a little bit as a sort of way to kind of set yourself. But Zanev had his hands up to his thighs pretty much that entire time. I guess he just wasn't set. You know, he wasn't prepared. I mean, he was set, but his hands were starting high, so when he tried to drop down low, he just didn't bring his arm down there. And unfortunately, Pompey are level now. It's rough. I mean, I shouldn't say that Pompey don't deserve it, but I think it's funny because the run of possession has completely changed, and now a foul committed by AFC Wimbledon around 22 yards out. It's funny because Pompey had the better chances in the first half, but it was AFC Wimbledon that came away with the 1-0 advantage going into half. And then in this half, even though Pompey are possessed, they have like 65% possession in this half. You know, they couldn't get through AFC Wimbledon, and AFC Wimbledon are a little bit more clinical on the ball and just better defensively. But Portsmouth, you know, a spell of a couple of chances being created in between the 50th and 63rd minute, they finally get a goal. You know, three strikes, you're out. You know, first chance, second chance, and then third chance within the span of 5 minutes, and they finally convert. So, yeah. All it takes in football is just a decent spell. That's all it takes. And now Portsmouth have the momentum. It's anybody's game now. Free kick 26 yards out. Curtis is going to take. Oh, good stop. Ball is blasted over to Zanev's side, to Zanev's left, where the wall wasn't placed, and then he ended up getting there, positioning himself well. Did somebody hurt or something? They're playing like 3 or 4 different replays of the same free kick. Oh, okay. Now they show the play once again, and now Portsmouth they were looking to counter, but Hardigan gets his body in the way there. A little bit of a tug-of-war in the midfield. Both teams winning possession from one another, and now Pompey finally come away with it. Oh, nope. An errant pass, and now Palmer's on it. Ah! Tried to play Palmer on that left-hand side, but the pass was... it was a hospital pass, and it was easily collected. Dispossessed. What was the Portsmouth goal like? I will get... So, they created 3 chances in the span of 5 minutes. The first chance came in the 58th minute where Paul Osu kind of got caught a little bit too far forward. Curtis was on the ball. He took a couple touches. Hennigan forced it to his left, and then he tried to turn back Curtis, and Woodyard was just sprinting, dispossessed. Second chance happened like a minute later. when there was a clearance made, and then all of a sudden the right back Romeo had tons of space. He ran forward, 20, 30-yard run or something, and then he tried to blast it towards goal. Zanev was able to collect. Another 3 minutes later, the goal came from when Paul Osu off a throw, and Paul Osu ran forward to try to contest, and then the ball was played around Osu. It was like a touchdown, one touch, overlapping pass around Osu. Jacobs took a couple touches towards goal. Hennigan kind of forced it to his left, but instead he took a shot with his right foot near post, and Hennigan tried to get the block in. Zanev saw it late, but his hands were high up to his thighs, so he didn't get his arm down in time, and it bounced off his hand, went to the top corner. Zanev could have done better on that near post effort, but that's how the goal was scored. Also tried to pressure off the throw-in, but overcommitted a little bit, and the ball was played around him. Jacobs found some space. Jacobs blasted it towards Zanev, and Zanev wasn't able to keep it out. Nothing. Ball's played forward to Curtis. Gets shrugged off by Chuka. Nothing. Yeah, Portsmouth definitely have had the better end of the possession here, but looks like Hartigan is able to cut off a pass. Nope, they still have possession. Harness tried to play it out wide, but wayward. Go Palmer. Beat his man, played McCormick on the overlap, and now it looks like Guinness Walker on the overlap. Plays across. Blocked. Cross again. This time it's too close to Bazunu. I like that, though. I like that AFC Wimbledon are constantly looking to attack. They're not going to bring both of their outside backs forward, but in each play, you're always going to see Osu forward. You're going to see Nesta Guinness Walker forward, and although that's been a little bit sketchy at times when it comes to recovery track back runs, and when Portsmouth are on the break, they're on the break. But I think that's what is necessary to unlock Portsmouth's defense, is having those overlaps on the wide areas. I think that they're doing a very good job utilizing that, AFC Wimbledon. And again, on the press there is Chuka, not afraid to leave his post to put on the press. Ball is switched over. A very wayward pass there, and Brown came forward, not able to get his foot on it. Yeah, I think AFC Wimbledon even though Portsmouth have had the better end of the possession, every now and again, AFC Wimbledon's press and their defensive shape is disallowing Portsmouth from connecting the passes they want to connect. Aside from that 5-minute spell between the 58th and 63rd minute where they created a few chances and they ended up getting a goal out of it, I think, AFC Wimbledon have been doing good defensively. All it takes is a 5-minute spell, though, like I said. Throw into Harness here. Ooh. Harness played to the left and tried to play a one-time return pass to Curtis, whoever that was on the ball, but not on the same page. That's against Walk, gets beat over the top. Ball over the top for Hackett. Way over the bar there. That's one of the Achilles' heels of Nesta Guinness Walker. Ball's lumped over the top. Nesta Guinness Walker is good at defending when he's in position to defend. But when he's out of position, I shouldn't say when he's out of position, but sometimes he puts himself out of position and is forced to try to make that recovery run. Hackett took it back to his left, though, and tried to blast it, but way over the bar. Couple headers won by both sides. Nice chest touch by Rodoni. A 1-2 between Play between him and Ollie Palmer. Jack Rodoni tries to blast it. Just wide of the frame there with his left foot. Good 1-2 play between him and Ollie Palmer. I mean, they have found that connection a couple of times so far this game. Him and Rodoni. Him and Palmer and McCormick also finding some connections with one another a couple times this game. And I feel like that's something that Presley has lacked. Is, you know, that ability to see where you could play a pass before the pass is even made. And before you even receive the ball, where can I play that pass? Ollie Palmer receives it. He already knows that Rodoni's making that run. Plays Rodoni right away. Kind of a through ball down to the top of the 18, and Rodoni tried to take a touch and hit it with his left foot. He wasn't through on goal, so he had a little bit of work to do there. Ooh, Portsmouth, ball over the top here. Asal is defending here, and Osu's in the box. Cleared away. Ooh. Harness tried to steer to Curtis, but Curtis's first touch was wayward. Ooh. Not fully cleared by Osu. Curtis on the ball. Very good work there from Hennigan. Defensive positioning, gets his body in the way, cross-blocked. That's one thing about Hennigan that he's improved in, is defensive positioning. He's able to put his body at the right place at the right time and block a lot of crosses. He's able to put himself in position to make that last-ditch challenge as well. Luke McCormick coming off? Not right now, but... Corner kick played all the way to the back post. Curtis now being double-teamed once again, dispossessed by Asal. Asal trying to go forward and find somebody, plays it back, though. First time pass to Rodoni from NGW, but Harness dispossesses Rodoni. All right, it's going to be George Marsh for, I would assume, Luke McCormick. Presley, of course, is coming on, but I'm trying to see who's coming off. Luke McCormick coming off. I think he's played well off the ball. Made a couple off the ball runs. Connected a couple of nice short passes. One to Asal on the overlap in the first half, and then he played Asal one time on the overlap, and then he ended up going on the overlap to Asal, and Asal got fouled. Had Asal not gone fouled, McCormick would have been on the overlap. He would have played the cross in or take a heavy touch towards the 18. That was around like the 10th or 11th minute or so. That's when... actually, no. It was after the penalty. It was a couple minutes after the penalty was scored. Anyway, Presley coming on for Ollie Palmer as well. I do like Presley more as a substitute than as a starter. And we'll see what he can bring to the table here. I think he's gonna be a very good target man. At times he does struggle when he's on the hold-up. Sometimes he gets shrugged off the ball a little bit too easily, but he's always available. It's always that option to play on the hold-up. And now, they do play on the hold-up. Presley on the outside trying to shrug off his defender. And then, okay, there we go. Shrugs off his defender and then plays the cross in. Cross was blocked. Nicely done there from Presley to get all the way to the corner flag and shield it and keep possession throughout. Doesn't get dispossessed very easily there by Raggett. Bounced it off Raggett. Hardigan's delivery has not been the best so far today. But it's Anthony fucking Hardigan. He could play good ball at any point. So, corner kick coming in here. We're going to be having, hopefully, Hennigan making a back post run and trying to knot it down or something. Plenty of movement here for AFC Wimbledon. Again, a poor cross, though, from Hartigan, easily cleared away on the near post. Oh! Osu blasted that from like 25 yards out. It was a good save in the end by Bazunu to collect, but Paul Osu not afraid to take it on himself there. He had a bit of space. He took the shot on. Yeah, he took a touch to his left around Jacobs. It was nicely done there to even get around Jacobs, who was on the press. Anyway, Portsmouth, though, again on this right-hand side to Romeo. They've been playing it to that right a lot. Cuts inside, gets dropped. Nope, nothing doing. Referee says play on. It's going to be a 3-on-4. Redoni tries to play Presley, but still going to be a throw in here as Raggett got a foot on that. And this is a good game of football. I mean, this could go either way. Oh yeah, what's up? I remember you. Thanks for coming on. That's usually rare that a fan from an opposing team from a previous stream comes back on. So I appreciate it, my man. I see that. What's the result here for Cambridge? I see they're losing 2-1 against Rotherham. I mean, cross was played, and I thought Asau was going to get on the end of that one. But yeah, losing against Rotherham is not something to hang your head about. I mean, they're a very good team. I'm not sure how that game is going. I don't know if you're watching the iFollow or something along those lines, but yeah, I think Cambridge right now are what, 16th, 17th, 15th, around that area. Oh. Presley won the knockdown off the clearance there from Zanev, and first time, left foot, Redoni, again, deflected for a corner kick. So Portsmouth, when AFC Wimbledon are finding themselves on the final third, their positioning is very well. I think Raggett has put himself in very good positions to get blocks off, very good positioning overall. So fair play to Raggett. It's been defending pretty well all game. But that being said, it's going to be, I think, maybe like a 5th or 6th corner here from AFC Wimbledon. 4 of them have been near post and easily cleared, so let's see if Hartigan can play a better ball. This looks like a better ball. Back post. Too close to the keeper, though. Bazunu collects. Oh, Bazunu rolls it out, but George Marsh easily recollects, and Wimbledon are going to reset. Ooh, the iFollow commentary cut out temporarily. Oh, hey. Oh, Marsh goes down. I thought that might have been enough for a foul there. Paul Osu's got to recover. Osu has got to recover. Asal is covering for him. And there was a square ball played to Curtis. It looked to me like Hartigan just got his body in the way. Tactical foul. Maybe a yellow here for Hartigan. Yeah, it was. Yeah, Hartigan, Curtis tried to play a square ball over to Harness after a square ball was played to him, and then Hartigan just kind of got in the way, obstruction there. At least, Rob Cornell was self-aware. He's like, I don't think it's a foul. Maybe I'm a bit biased there, but yeah, I think it was enough for a foul. It kind of impeded the play. Hartigan did. Now it's 3-1. When I was looking at the results, it was 2-1. So I guess they just scored as I was speaking. Unlucky. Oh, that's a good cross. Oh, just barely cleared away by Hennigan, though. Oh, it was offside anyway. Yeah, it was a high line from Wimbledon, top of the 18. That line just got beat, but then Hennigan just kind of thrust his body in the way. And, kind of a Superman. He jumped to try to wrap his foot around and clear his lines, but it was offside anyway. I love Ben Hennigan, man. He is an absolute rock in the back. Can't say enough about him. Header there won by Chuka. All the way back to Nick Zanev, though. Nobody wins it. Instead, it falls to Presley. Oh, you got him on the overlap, whoever that is on the left. Instead, Presley gets played on the middle. Oh, there he is on the overlap now. It's going to be Jack Rudonia, was that? Ooh, Hardigan tries to play a left-footed cross. Cleared away. Is that Chislett? No, it was Chislett, actually. Anyway, it's going to be Woodyard gets it back over to... They're playing Presley a lot, and Presley plays it outside here now to Guinness Walker. Presley! Ooh, I thought he was going to win the header. Paul Austin, back post! Nobody won the header. At first, I thought that cross was going to be won by Presley. Nobody wins the header. And then Paul Osu, back post, keeper collects and barrels straight into Osu as he did collect, and Osu's down. That looked like a hard collision between the keeper and Osu. To be fair, it was a clean challenge from the keeper. He was able to get the ball. Unfortunately, Osu's first touch kind of let him down. Bounced off his chest. I mean, it's kind of hard to control when it's bouncing up and towards your chest. It's kind of hard to control the power of your first touch, and unfortunate for Osu there, he's not able to come away with it. I think it was the keeper that kind of ran into his knee, lower knee area, and Osu is okay. He's back up now. Crowd is mad about something. I'm not entirely sure what. Hey, Woodyard goes to the ground. Oh, there we go. Rodoni. Ah, damn it. They're playing Presley a lot on the... Presley's hurt now. They're playing Presley a lot, as they should be. You know, give Presley the service, and he'll win those aerial battles. He'll provide. Thompson's going to play harness square, but it's going to... There we fucking go. Good press there from George Marsh. And now Harness commits the foul on Woodyard. That's something that we didn't see in the first half. You know, pressing the center attacking mids when they receive a pass on the top of the 18. Too much space in the first half, and now they're closing down almost every time. Zana plays it forward. Again intended for Presley. This time nobody wins the header. Oh! Woodyard, my man. It's one thing to... Damn, he came charging in to try to win the tackle and kind of collides with Curtis. Damn. Woodyard's all over the place, man. I love the intensity. But he kind of comes in, charging in, wildly mistimes that one. I'm surprised he didn't get on the book, to be fair. But that's what that is what I like to see from Woodyard, and that's what I like to see from any AFC Wimbledon player in general, just that tenacity and ferocity to try to win. And there we go, Aaron Presley's on the press now, or that's Woodyard actually, once again coming all the way forward to the striking position to try to dispossess the center back, and now he's running all the way back. Let's fucking go, Woodyard. He was at the top of the midfield, and he came running all the way back to try to impede the play from Oglier, the center back, who tried to play a ball, and he ends up putting him off. Kind of shrugged off Oglier and tried to play a ball down the 18-yard box, but the pass was wayward due to that pressure. I mean, Alex Woodyard all over the damn place. I love it. Hey, what's up? How are you all doing? Or how you doing? Is that how you pronounce it? Zekno? I think that's how it is. This has been a really good game of football, I gotta say. I think both teams had their moments in the first half. Pompey obviously had the better chances, but that came because Wimbledon were sitting back too much. They weren't pressing the likes of Harness and Jacobs, who were, you know, they had space around the 18-yard box, but now Wimbledon are closing down a lot. They're double teaming. They're not allowing Pompey, I should say. Yeah, that's their nickname. They're not allowing Pompey to play the type of football that they want to play. And I think that they're locking it down defensively a lot better in this half, even though Pompey did score. It was kind of a 5-minute spell where they created a couple of chances and they put one away. But I think Wimbledon have kind of locked it down for the most part here. Aside from that goal, there really hasn't been a clear-cut chance from either team. Okay, as I say that, they play a 1-2 Curtis now. 3 players around Curtis there as the shot was deflected. That's what AFC Wimbledon are doing pretty well. They're doing well of recovering. There was a nice 1-2 play between Curtis, and I think that was Harness. Ball switched over to Romeo. Romeo's seen space on that right-hand side often. Hasn't seen the ball in a while, though. Left side. Good header away by Hennigan. 1 goal, please. For who? Pompey or Wimbledon? I want to know who your allegiance is set with. Oh, that's a wayward pass there by Raggett. Chislett is... Oh, I was going to say Chislett has space after Radoni switched the play, but his first touch let him down. Yeah, he tried to like chest it forward, but the ball kind of just trickled off of his chest instead and went out for a throw-in. Yeah. Ooh, this could be a good opportunity here for Pompey. It's going to be Harness taking Hennigan on. I mean, that's just typical Harness. I mean, takes his man on, takes Hennigan on 1v1. Hennigan tries to recover, and then Harness just blasts it low corner. Fucking hell. God dang, man. I mean, that's just typical. I mean, AFC Wimbledon, even though, you know, their high press has worked for the most part in this half, they get caught out. The ball's played to Harness in between the double team, in between the high press, and Harness takes 1, 2, 3 touches one way, then the left foot, then right foot, kind of confusing Hennigan a little bit, and then obviously very good finish from Harness. Bottom right-hand corner, right down to Zanev's right. It was in the left-hand corner. I mean, that was a really good finish, to be fair. And that's Harness's 7th goal this season now. I mean, he is a stud. Can't really stop him now, can you? When he's on his day, he's on his day. Fuck. It's hard. That's rough. That's really rough. I think AFC Wimbledon did enough to at least secure the point. I think they played well defensively for the most part, but all it takes is 2 clear-cut chances. Obviously, Portsmouth had 2 clear-cut chances they could have converted in the first half, but they didn't because Zanev is just a fucking monster. But not that time. Yeah. Harness is absolutely goated, man. Just really good player. I can't say it. He's championship level. I can't say enough about him. Whew. 4 minutes left in stoppage time. Still 3 minutes to go. Not completely out of the woods yet, but they've got to come up with something. Nicely done by Woodyard once again on the defensive press. But nothing doing there as Chislett tried to play Presley, but not on the same page. At the very least, Crewe is still winning against Gillingham 2-0 now. As it stands, though, I think AFC Wimbledon are 18th still. They were 18th even with the win, but now they're 4 points behind 17th place Accrington instead of only 1. So only 2 points away from relegation as well. So relegation is looming large. Again, I don't think AFC Wimbledon are going to get relegated. I think they have too much talent to get relegated. But again, they're not a type of team to at the moment at least, they're not a top 6 side, not a top 10 side. As you know, they invite too much pressure on the defensive end. You can have as good of shape as you possibly can, but ultimately, if the other team is as quality of a team as Portsmouth, you're going to find your opportunities, and Portsmouth have capitalized on them. So, let's say 2 out of 4 clear-cut chances. So 50% conversion rate on their clear-cut chances Portsmouth are in this game. So that's not bad. I mean, it's not, it's not world-class, but it's clinical enough to win you a football game. That's something I got to say about that. Yeah, they're just holding the ball up now. I mean, Harness is now on the corner flag. Hackett is on the corner flag. Woodyard comes away with it. Yeah. Goal kick here, about 40 seconds to go. Last-ditch effort here from AFC Wimbledon. They're going to have to create something out of nothing, hopefully. I'm not too disappointed. I'm really not disappointed with how AFC Wimbledon played in the grand scheme of things. I think, for the most part, I think they played decent. Maybe in that second half they invited a little bit too much pressure, but I also think, it's a testament to how well Pompey played. I mean, the first 15, 20 minutes, they kind of struggled to get past Wimbledon's back line a little bit, but they kept possession well. They didn't give it away too cheaply. The times they did give it away, it was like an errant pass forward for a goal kick, or it was like a cross that was way over everyone's head or something. But, they never gave away possession to where AFC Wimbledon went on the counter, and that's what they feed off of. They feed off the high press. They feed off the counter. That being said, though, there is a corner kick here, so they're not out of the woods yet. Hardigan's going to be placing it. Oh, top of the box, Ethan Chislett. The volley was not it was decent connection, but not enough power, and not the most accurate either. Bazunu able to get down to his right, but a little bit of a moment of hope there. But as I was saying, I mean, Portsmouth, they weren't poor on the ball by any means. They didn't give away possession cheaply in the midfield for a counterattack. Wimbledon, again, they thrive off that. They thrive off the high press. They thrive off the counterattacking. They thrive off the likes of Asal, Rodoni, McCormick, just being on the ball. Whoever, either one of those three, whether they're on the ball or they're making off the ball runs, they thrive off the counter. Even though AFC Wimbledon are not as much of a sit back and counter and hoof the ball upfield type of team as they were in seasons prior, I think that when they do play against a team like Portsmouth, against Sunderland, against, God forbid, fucking Milton Keynes, a team with good offensive quality, they like to sit back and they like to press every now and again on the double team, and they like to try to psych you out, to try to give the ball away. They did that successfully against the likes of Lincoln and Burton, but against Cambridge, they were good on the ball. Against Portsmouth, they were good on the ball. And unfortunately, giving too much time in the first half to the likes of Harness and Jacobs, they created 2 clear-cut chances in which they didn't convert, thankfully, from Nick Zanev being an absolute monster of a keeper. But, I got to give credit to Portsmouth. I'm not going to give as much stick to AFC Wimbledon as I am going to give credit to Pompey, because I think they played pretty well throughout. Like I said, 50% conversion rate. They had 4 clear-cut chances throughout the game, converted 2 of them. One of them coming from Jacobs, in which he drove it low and hard to Nick Zanev's right. And Zanev, again, wasn't in position really to make the save. He had his hands up to his thighs, and to be fair, he didn't see it. He saw it a little bit late because of the sliding attempt from Hennigan, but didn't bring his arm down in time, and it bounced off his hand off to the top corner. And then Harness, just Harness being Harness, a couple of quick passes being made in the midfield, getting past the likes of Woodyard and Hardigan, and then Harness taking 1, 2, 3 touches, shifting side to side, confusing Hennigan, blasting at bottom corner. I mean, that Harness is a worldie. I mean, he's a freaking world-class player. So I've been a little bit critical with AFC Wimbledon in the past. I don't think they played terribly. Again, I think we invited a little bit too much pressure in this particular game, but I think they played decent when they're on the ball. AFC Wimbledon, they didn't give it away too frequently. I think it was a good game of football throughout. I think both teams played very, very good football. And I think if you're a fan of Portsmouth, you're elated with the win and you're happy with the performance. If you're a fan of AFC Wimbledon, at least maybe a couple of people will be pissed off at the result, so they'll give some stick to some of the players. But I think if you're an AFC Wimbledon fan, you're happy with the overall performance. A little bit disappointed with, you know, the 58th through 63rd minute in which they gave away a little bit of it was a spell of great play from Portsmouth and a spell of kind of poor defending from AFC Wimbledon. You know, in the 58th minute, I have it jotted down. Curtis, it was Paul Osu a little bit too far forward, not able to recover. Ball played through to Curtis. Hennigan forced it over to Curtis's left. Curtis tried to take it back to find someone else, and Woodyard was sprinting back. He dispossessed him pretty quickly. 2 minutes later, Romeo came from the right back position, plenty of space, like a 20-yard run, and then he blasted it to Zanev's feet. So, yeah, a couple of chances there, and then obviously the goal being scored in the 63rd minute, I believe, by Jacobs. In terms of bright spots, in terms of positives that we can take away from this game, again, defensively very sound. I think Alex Rueda was all over the fucking place today. I mean, he box to box, constantly working his ass off to try to win possession back if he loses it, or, you know, in general, trying to win possession back. I think he's got to do that. I mean, I shouldn't say he doesn't do that every game, but I know some games he's a little bit more reserved. He tries to, you know, track back defensively and try to, like, stay at the top of the 18 and try to intercept the pass, or he tries to conserve his energy a little bit in certain games. But, you know, this game, he was fiery, man. I like to see that from Woodyard. Even though he's a bit of a hothead at times, and maybe a little bit reckless with his challenges every once in a while, I like to see that from Woodyard. Very disappointed with Hartigan. I think his deliveries were not very good. I think there were about maybe 5 or 6 corners. 4 or 5 of them were placed near post, easily headed clear. And I think that had the delivery been a little bit better from Hartigan, we could have seen a different story, perhaps. What else? In terms of chances created by AFC Wimbledon, there was after the penalty was scored by Ollie Palmer, in which, again, the penalty I think was just enough for a penalty. Maybe Neskins Walker milked the contact a little bit, but it was a little bit of an extension of the arm, not a full extension, but a little bit of a push to the back. I think it was enough for a penalty. But a few minutes after that, it was a cross and intended for a Sal, but then Palmer brought it down, volleyed it with his left foot straight at the keeper. Ollie Palmer was a bright spot. I think he didn't have as many chances to strike towards goal, but he was a facilitator. You know, dropped deep at times, played an overlap to the likes of McCormick and to Rodoni, and won a couple of aerial battles too. But I think his play on the ball was fairly solid. And Ollie Palmer, he did get substituted for Presley. Presley played very, very well today. I think he honestly is better served as a substitute than he is a starter. And we gave him some service. He won, probably like half of the aerial battles, and then another 30% of the aerial battles. He contested it enough to a point where neither player won the header. Won a lot of aerial battles, and at times I think he released the ball a lot quicker too. There were times in the past where he would hold the ball for too long, try to create something himself and get dispossessed, but he released the ball a lot sooner. And I think he looked fairly good today, Presley. I think he looked in his element. But that being said, though, we didn't create enough clear-cut chances to convert off of. We had a couple of half chances. One coming from Paul Osu with a good cross being played in and intended for Presley, went over his head, and Osu took a touch with his chest, a bit heavy as he wasn't able to get on the end of that one. And then the last minute of the game, it was a corner played in. And then it was flicked on towards the top of the 18, and then Chislett tried to one-time it, easily collected by Bazunu. So a few half chances by Wimbledon, but not enough to create anything. Other players that I feel like played well, I think McCormick was good off the ball. He did get substituted in the end for George Marsh, though. Asau came off for Chislett. Chislett was fairly disappointing for the 10 minutes that he was on. There was a time in which Jack Rodoni switched it over to him, a bit of a counterattack, tried to chest it, but it went out of play. I think Rodoni wasn't a factor, a huge factor, but I think he was good on the ball. Didn't give the ball away, played a couple crisp passes, but ultimately didn't see an opportunity to really be dangerous on the offensive end. So Guinness Walker and Osu doing a very good job of creating on the offensive front, although they were sketchy at times tracking back. Hennigan, good positioning in terms of defending. Chaka did a very good job of closing down space anytime they played it over to Curtis or Hurst or Harness on top of the 18. So, it is what it is. I think they played decent but didn't get the result. I think they did enough for a draw, perhaps a 1-1, but that's football for you. I mean, Portsmouth is Portsmouth. Harness is Harness. Fair play to Portsmouth for that win. You guys played well throughout the game. You guys deserve it. So, it is what it is. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. Oh, that's hang loose. I've been doing that a lot lately. I live in Southern California, so you'll be seeing a lot of this in Southern California and Hawaii. So, we'll see you guys on the flip side.